Greetings. I'd like to continue discussion of this issue of disease. And I think what we're seeing is that so many things which are put in the realm of science and expertise actually are covered by the realm of faith and belief and perception. And it's so important that we have right perceptions and that we use logic to analyze the realities of our lives. And I'm continuing this topic, which I've already looked at, with a sort of diagrammatic representation of illness, sickness, particularly the sort of winter illnesses people have, influenza, cold. This is how we traditionally describe them. To show that there's an error of perception, a massively widely held error of perception, which I would say basically is the idea that we are under attack, right? So we have this thing, the flu or a cold, and now we have this COVID thing, and that this is attacking you. There is something attacking you. But what is attacking you? There's various ways to look at this, but one is nobody has exactly the same set of symptoms. I mean, this is what I would really emphasize, is people just have different physical phenomena going on. Now, if there is some definite thing like influenza or COVID acting, then wouldn't it be exactly the same symptoms that everybody has? And wouldn't it be clear which one is which? This is simply not the reality we're in. You know, yes, people often get sick at the same time, okay? But it doesn't prove, it's not in and of itself, it doesn't prove that there's some malicious force which is jumping from one person to another that's causing it. It's much more satisfactory to point to a single energy. Yeah, so we just need to think about what is the energy that is producing what we call symptoms. Symptoms are real. I mean, that's something we can see: coughing, sneezing, sore throat, runny nose. These are something we can perceive. It's there, right? But to say, oh, this is influenza, well, what do we mean? This is a cold. So these words like that really can only help just to say, just so somebody, if I say, oh, he's got influenza, well, it gives you some sort of idea of what kind of symptoms a person has. But we can't say this is something real. The actual, it's just a concept. The real things are the symptoms. And then we have to ask, what's the energy that's producing them? And that's a positive life energy. That's what I'm proposing to you. That it's a positive life energy. Therefore, these are good things. They may be uncomfortable, but they have a positive end and purpose. And therefore, we shouldn't be stopping them, but we should be allowing them to run their course as far as we can. And maybe you want to say, okay, we palliate, if they're very uncomfortable, we need to palliate and restrain them just to do other things. For some reason, we have other things which are urgent to do, or we must do, and are excessively disrupted by these things. But let's just understand that's what we're doing. Ultimately, if it's a positive force that's creating these things, then the best thing is to allow them to have their full course. So the best thing is to rest from work and just to allow the temperature, the cough, the sneezing, whatever it is, just to run its course. And then we feel better. We always feel better once that's happened. So I just feel that we have to emphasize this, because this is creating such chaos, this false belief, and really my experience is that holding the view that I'm expounding is very controversial. It's something people just don't want to hear. How can you say this kind of thing? But it has to be said. So I'm just saying it. I just hope somebody out there will sort of cotton on to what I'm saying. Of course, it's not new what I'm saying, and there are people who share this understanding. But I'm just trying to say, okay, guys, let's push this. Let's be clear in our minds, and let's try and be as consistent as possible. We're under constant pressure to accept or act in accordance with this principle of disease as malevolent agencies, malevolent forces. So that's my own experience in family life, that I'm that I'm trying to say to let things go. Let's know that it's this constant desire to do something, and there's a whole mentality there. There's a whole mentality which is very disruptive of life. I mean, as we've seen, it's been hijacked. This false concept has been hijacked for something very sinister that's happened on a worldwide scale in the last 2 years. But at a practical level, every day, so much time and energy and money goes on an undue concern and excessive worry, and a fear of something that isn't there. These are positive energy. Well, there is one positive energy. So these so what we call symptoms, as I've said in a previous video, a better word is biogony, agonizing, striving for life. Yeah. So these are biogonies of one life principle. And if we see that, and if we live in accordance with that, we're going to help ourselves a lot, and we're going to help the people around us. So I'm just putting that out. This is just, I don't know, a voice in the wilderness or whatever, but I just hope somebody somehow out there this will resonate with people. And please just any feedback, anything to encourage this, and to to take this for anyone who wants to take this matter forward, and hopefully we can see improvements in people's lives because of that. So thanks for your attention, and all the best.